Hi everyone, welcome to week 5. I can't believe we're in week 5 already. This class is going by so quickly. I hope all of you have had a chance to enjoy the beautiful weather that we've had and your summers are starting off really well. So I really enjoyed our conversations about temperament and I enjoyed reading your papers about temperament and also about bullying. People brought up some really great points, and one of the things I did notice is that pretty much everybody found that there's not a whole lot of research that's been done on bullying with really young children, but I think all of you really did a nice job talking about that we really have to teach pro-social behaviors with young children. So thank you for all of that. I really appreciate it. We're going to be talking about effective guidance interventions with young children. Let me just check my notes here. I'm sorry. I'm having a few little computer problems today. So let me get to my notes here. And here we go. So this week we're going to be really talking about understanding the factors that influence a child's behavior and how to get them to learn new behaviors. And I know I have commented to many of you about the fact that with children with behaviors, we try to figure out what the function of the behavior is, and then you try to find a more appropriate way to have that behavior, a more appropriate behavior to have that need met, to have that function taken care of. So this week, for our discussion, we are going to talk about the behaviors that we see in early childhood classrooms. They don't always require intensive interventions. It's not always the huge temper tantrums and huge acting outs, but what are some of the regular strategies that you can use in an early childhood classroom? And talking about how you can use those strategies to be effective, or how do you decide when those day-to-day strategies aren't working anymore and you need to sort of pull out the big artillery? What do you need when you need to be more intensive? And also think about the strategies you use and the behaviors you see, and also think about, is there anything that you're doing that may actually be reinforcing some bad behavior? So for instance, if a child's behavior, if the function of it is that they're trying to gain someone's attention and they gain that attention by doing that negative behavior, you've just reinforced that bad behavior. So I know I had commented to many of you when you talk about different kinds of interventions that planned ignoring can be an intervention too. Of course, everybody needs to stay safe, but try to think about that. Think about the things that maybe don't need interventions, but need teaching, need some pro-social teaching for the children to be able to not have those behaviors. And I also love how I think all of you really did note that some behavior, while it's not wonderful behavior, it's developmental. And young children sometimes have behaviors that we don't like, but they're young children and it's not inappropriate for them to have the behavior because it would be expected developmentally. So all this leads up to our assignment for this week, that you're going to reflect on your strengths and weaknesses about how you react to behavior. So how you react can really have an impact on children's behavior, just like I said about reinforcing negative behavior. And the first way for us to be better at doing this is really to think about our personal reactions and things that we have high or low tolerance for. So it's building that awareness. I know I have a very high tolerance for sort of messiness with kids. I think that when kids are in the early childhood grades, that they should be able to get messy. But I've worked with teachers and paraprofessionals that had a very low threshold for mess. Same thing with noise. I think it's wonderful to walk into a classroom and hear sort of a pleasant buzz. My idea of a pleasant buzz could be over-the-top cacophony in somebody else's ears. So really thinking about what your reactions are to certain things, how you can be aware of those reactions, and then also how you can model positive language and behavior for students. So if you make a mistake, how do you handle that? And how do kids see you handling it? And what kind of language and behavior do you display when something like that happens? So those are our assignments for this week. Again, we're in week 5. We're getting to the end. I really am enjoying all the conversations that we're having. And again, enjoy the beautiful summer, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.